jumping from the highest point in every single Call of Duty. Now, we're doing this with one goal in mind, to find out which games you die in and which games you survive in. Let's dive in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting our video like we always do in Call of Duty 4. And if we're gonna play Call of Duty 4, the highest point, I think we know what it's gonna be. It's the top of the wonderful map Crash. I mean, obviously up here, you can see the entire thing. Now, this gun probably wouldn't be very good for it, but our spot that we can jump off of is right here. We're gonna get to the top of the ladder. I hope we can survive. I don't think we can. Call of Duty 4. Fail. Well, next up, ladies and gentlemen, World at War. And you're looking at the highest point in World at War right here. Yes, the spot that a lot of people would camp in World at War. You know who you are. You put bouncing betties on the steps. You make me sick. Now, I don't think we can jump out this way. No, we have to jump out this way. I don't think we're going to make this one either, guys. Now, I don't know the exact meters on this, but let's give it a go. Even with Juggernaut, we died. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we're on MW2, and after much deliberation, yes, we went through chat, we went through Reddit, we went through everywhere, and we have decided that the highest point in MW2, which might surprise some of you, is actually this quarry jump. No, not high rise. No, not rust. No, not underpass. None of them. It's this one right here. And here's the good news. I think we're going to be able to make this jump. Okay? I've been working out my legs. I've been going to Planet Fitness, and I've been doing squats nonstop. So here we go. All right, let's move on to Black Ops 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we had a lot of debate with this one. We are on Black Ops 1. We tried a few other maps, but guess what? I am going to go, in my personal opinion, with the top of jungle, man. This was a spot that so few dared to actually try to jump and make this. Again, prediction, we're probably not making this. You started to hear a little bit of air there. That was higher than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, we died again. Spoiler alert. Okay, guys, we are now on MW3. This one really didn't have a lot of debate. There's really not much to kind of compete with it. And we're pretty much at the spot already. We are on mission. And this doesn't actually look like it's that far down. I thought that this was higher. It was higher in my head. But here we go. I actually thought that we were gonna survive that. And we failed again. All right, folks. Black Ops 2 time. And we went to the turbine. Now we need to get on top of this airplane. I think is probably going to be the highest point. Now, do I remember how to get to on top of the airplane? Not really. Am I going to try to do it right now? Absolutely. Did I nail it on the first try? Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. I don't think that this is that high. So we probably could realistically not die here. We're going to go for it. I'm saying we survive. I think BO2 gives us our life back, baby.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never.
What is my player card in the bottom left? Who did that? Well, we died again, guys. All right, we are 6 games in, and here's what the scoreboard is looking like. Okay, guys, next up, we are on Call of Duty Ghosts. And for us here, we have 2 options. Now, as you can see, we got up here, and we have up here. Now, they're both easily the highest points in this game. I try not to think about these maps very much. Stonehaven, still trying to find somebody on that map. Don't know where anybody's at, but we're gonna go up here. I don't think I have any perks to survive, so let's see. Hopefully I did this right. Make sure it's not this way. It probably is this way, correct? I think I have perks on that I can survive. Okay. Okay, I didn't die. Dynamic maps, yeah. Dude! Okay, you don't die there. Hold on a second, folks. Okay, we're gonna test the other one, but from this level here, we do not die. This is a little bit of a throwback spot. Some of y'all never been about this life in COD Ghosts. Up here, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. This might be a touch higher. We're gonna go for it.
The curse has been broken.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first spot where you don't die from fall damage. Unbelievable. It's COD Ghost of all games. All right, guys. Well, this is going to be an interesting test here. This is Advanced Warfare. I know a lot of you guys didn't play this game, but we're on Riot, and we are on the, I believe, the second or third level on this bad boy. There's really not anything higher than this level. Maybe solar, but it's very similar. But I don't think you can die from fall damage in this game. So yeah, that's kind of boring, but you survived. That's the good news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, another Jetpack Call of Duty. We are on the map Evac. You might remember it from the beta. Now, there really is not a lot of high points in Black Ops 3. And reminder, we have a jetpack on our back. So I don't even know if there's fall damage in this game. I can't remember. So I'm going to predict that this jump right here, that we're going to survive. Here we go. Okay, there is fall damage, but you can survive. Interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on IW, and before we find the jump spot here, I want you to try to name 3 maps on IW in the comments down below. And if you can't do it, you're banned. Just kidding. No, you're not. We are going to go on Terminal. Here's the thing. Again, we're playing another Jetpack Call of Duty. I don't expect much from this at all, to be honest. But this is really the tallest map in this game, tallest spot. So, here we go. Yeah, this game sucks. We're gonna move on. Okay. Well. If it isn't Call of Duty World War II. Again, if you play this game, you kind of know where we're headed. There really is no argument for this one. It's just Gustav cannon, okay, fellas? If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. We're gonna get to the top of the cannon here. Now, I think there's a way you can glitch up there, but that's not part of the game here. We're just doing it the all-natural way. This might be one of the highest points in the game so far that we played. Here we go! Dang it! I thought we had that one. All right, now we have Black Ops 4. And for this one, we're actually going with Summit, which is a Black Ops 1 map, I know. But we're going to show you a little jump spot that maybe some of you don't know. They're in the chat right now. I'm doing this live. But we're going up here, and we're going to the top of this wonderful radio tower. Now, again, are we at the highest point in the game? Probably. Is it that high? I mean, we're at the top of a radio tower, so we'll see. Do I think we're going to die? No, I think it's going to be like BO or a BO3 where it's going to take a little bit of hit, but not bad. So we had 150 health. We're down to 85. So it took a decent amount, but I think BO4 just, you're probably not going to die from any jumping spots. All right, y'all, here's a quick update on the scoreboard heading into the final games. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time, MW19. Now, originally, I'm not going to lie to you, I thought it was Euphrates Bridge, but Euphrates Bridge ain't anywhere close to this bad boy, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Rust, and we are high up. I feel like this game had a little bit more serious fall damage, like kind of like COD Ghosts. I also know, spoiler alert, that you don't live up here. I'm not going to lie to you. I can pretend like I do. Let me shoot this MP5 for you guys. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on Cold War, and you've asked yourself, T, where in the world could this be? Where is the highest point in Armada Strike? Well, it's right here, and it's landing onto this boat. Here's the problem. There's a little bit of water there, so we got a little bit of resistance here. We're gonna try to land on top of that boat and see what happens. This is pretty high up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think we are gonna survive this. Even though these modern games kind of have like these weird fall damage things, let's give it a go. Yeah, there's no way we're making that. Holy crap! that was higher than I thought it was. That actually surprised me. Alrighty, folks. I know it's Call of Duty Vanguard. You probably didn't play this game, but this is a wonderful map called Gondola. And let's just see. There's one spot over here by the gondola that's actually the highest point in this map, and we're gonna see if we can survive. Again, current Call of Duties, I feel like sometimes you can survive these jumps, but this doesn't look very promising. I'm not gonna lie. What's this, about 10, 15 feet? We should be good, actually. What was that noise? All right, next up is Modern Warfare 2, and we are on the map Alley, which I believe was only a gunfight map in this game. And we got to get over here, and we got to get a little bit of height, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get a little bit of height. Now, as you can see, it's not the craziest of jump, but there definitely is some height involved in this bad boy. Will we die? My prediction, it's a Modern Warfare title. It's an Infinity War title. I'm going with yes. Okay, Infinity Ward. Modern Warfare 2 is the greatest game I've ever played. I am shocked by that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're on MW3, but we're gonna be selecting an MW2 map, okay? Now, before you yell at me and say, Quarry, it should be the same one in this one. I'm convinced that this game... we're gonna do this live. I'm convinced that this game on this side of high rise is actually higher than it was in MW2. So we're gonna try it again. Here we go. Let's try this again, guys, because obviously as a COD YouTuber, veteran of the series, everybody knows how to do this jump. You know what I mean? It's easy. First try, bada bing, bada boom. You hug the wall, bada bing, bada boom. Hug this wall, bada bing, bada boom. I know some of you guys never knew this even existed. I get it. This is why you subscribe to my channel, though. And you go right on up here. Now, Modern Warfare 3, it might surprise me, but I definitely think that this looks higher than the MW2 spot. Go check it for yourself. I'm telling you, it's different. But here we go. MW3, survive. That's all that I lost going from that height? Huh? That's what you get for having the rocker skin on. All right, folks. This one might be a little sneaky. Maybe you forgot about it, but we're on BO6 and we are on protocol. And if you go up this zip line, it's actually a lot higher than you would think. I actually don't know. I can't remember if you die from this or not. I'm gonna predict no. Again, these newer Call of Duties, I mean, MW3, we just took like a little bit of damage. Okay, more than I expected, but only halfway. And we're jumping all the way from up there. We gotta bring some realism back. I'm not one for crazy realism, but just a little bit would be nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our last Call of Duty brings us to the wonderful map that I already forgot about. It's called Exposure. Whoops. I did remember, I just forgot for a second. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This really isn't that high. But we're gonna try it anyway and see. Again, new engines. My prediction is just probably not. We lost 11% health. We lost 11% health jumping off that, man. We have to bring back some sort of realism, man. We have to. That's a great skin, and that's a great weaponized 115, though. That's a great way to end it. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is jumping from the highest point in every single Call of Duty. I'm not gonna lie, some of these surprised me, some of these didn't surprise me. But let me know in the comments, did you enjoy this type of video? What's one game that you thought I was gonna survive, but I didn't? Once again, thank you for the support. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.